here. We've been planning on trying to give you guys a little chain tutorial, but we're gonna do it right now as we're on the mountain. Chain come apart. This one, either you can get your master link. The master link just popped apart, or if you lose a pin in there. So we recommend always bring a spare chain and a master link. Some our toolkit here will got our toolkit. And then, we don't need the chain on this fix, but we're just going to pull the master link out of the kit. We were only able to find one side of it. So
more times than not, when we have a chain snap or have a link come apart, it's when riders are maybe under a lot of riding a steep incline or riding in the wrong gear. So probably a good time to also just discuss proper way to ride an e-bike, especially with this motor, the Bafang Ultra mid-drive motor. It creates a lot of torque. It's 160 Newton meters of torque, and you start talking, well, what does that mean? Well, your legs are really, a powerful guy is only going to create maybe 30, 40 Newton meters of torque. So you're talking about a motor that creates a lot of torque, and that's why it climbs the way it does. And so when you're riding, if you are flying across an old dirt road and you're in 8th or 9th gear doing 25 miles an hour, and then you jump off for whatever reason, check a trail cam or you're hunting, if you don't downshift as you're getting ready to stop, and you stop in 8th or 9th gear, then when you go to jump back on that bike, instead of being in a low gear like you would in a car, you go climbing a hill, or when you first start off, you're in one of those very small rear cogs. And that small cog with 160 Newton meters of torque, when you go to pull off, instead of it being able to disperse all of that torque across a big cog, it's just a little tiny guy. And all of that torque puts so much strain on the drivetrain that it's going to break the weak point. And the weak point is those little pins in a chain. So just kind of one little tidbit of information when you're riding is try to shift properly when you're taking off and you're first starting off on a ride, especially if you're climbing a hill. Be in your big chain ring or one of the top chain rings, because that's going to allow all of that force of that ultra motor to be dispersed. That's that big chain ring is your first gear, and just down from that is second, third, and all the way down to 9th gear, which is that little cog. So yeah. For us, it just happened to happen. We're coming out. Dave just shot his bull last night, and we loaded it up, and we're coming down a hill, and all of a sudden our master link popped. So can't stage this. It just happens, and with bikes, things like this happen. So Dave's going to kind of show you how to fix it. And
8th and 9th gear, they're really not meant for much torque. Anytime you're riding and you're in 8th and 9th, you don't want to torque it. You want to stay 7, 8, 7 and 6 and below for torquing. All right, so we've got the master link from our spare chain, and what we'll do as you're doing it, just make sure that it's feeding right. And once you got it kind of through the derailleur, we got to make sure we don't get it in that cable, but
put it on any one of the cogs. Once you get it on there, then we'll
get it on any cog. Don't worry about getting it on the front cog. You're just going to fight yourself if you're trying to do it on the front. So you're going to be able to get it on there. Sometimes I'll just use the pedal to help. And then you're just back to putting the master pin in. So if you have a master pin, that's the best way. You want to knock out the two. If you break a chain, we've got a chain tool in here that you can push out a pin, take out the 3 or 4 links that might have got twisted or broken, and just shorten the chain. It's going to be just fine to get you out. And then on the master link, you just want to get one in one side, get the other one in there, and then you just want to feed them together, and And then you want to get it kind of locked the best you can, so it stays. So it's, you know, we're working on making sure we have the chain wrench, the pliers that snap this back together. But on the street, you get it tight, and then you get it up on the chain.
Front chain ring there.
Yeah. And it's going to hold that. The best way, sorry, you just give it a couple kicks on, hold the brake, bring up the thing, and then you want to just tighten that, set them, make sure your master link is locked in all the way up, and you should be good to go.
By jamming down on that pedal a few times, it really causes a lot of tension on your chain, and that'll snug that master link up, or whatever link you're working on there. It'll snug that up so that it's fastened into place.
Then in the toolkit we have, a lot of people wonder what this puppy is in here. So this is the chain tool if you needed to push one of those master links back in, push it in, or take a link, shorten the link, you push the pins out with this. And these are e-bike chains, are going to be a little stiffer, high tensile steel. You might have to, you know, push, back this off, push again, keep kind of working that out. And then the other feature on the end of this, these are spoke wrenches. Sometimes off-road, you get your spoke nuts coming loose. So every now and then you want to kind of go through and just check your spokes and just tighten them up with the spoke tool. So, all right, well,
yeah, we recommend that you carry a toolkit. We have the pannier bags that are built with the clamps, the 3-clamp system that fits right to our rear pannier rack. The pannier rack comes with all the mules, comes with the storms, and for the money, the heavy duty canvas pannier bags are really worth their weight in gold. To help carry your tools around.
Yeah, jackets and stuff. We got the pannier bags here. They're dry bag, roll and tight. They're rated for about 22 pounds, really, just for these clips and for safety. So, you know, you put more than 22 pounds in each side and you start coming down a hill, I mean, you can endo it, or going up a hill, the weight's going to pull you over backwards. So, and then in our toolkit, just to kind of go through what all comes with it, is you've got your box wrench. It's got a 15 millimeter that's going to take the back wheel and the front wheel off. Any other nuts you need to tighten up out on the trail. You've got your tire spoons. This helps break the tire off the rim, break it down, get it off, change it flat. And then you got your
telescoping.
Yeah, this is a higher, telescoping. It puts a lot of air.
It's a great pump, because these 4-inch fat tires, you can't just pump them up with just a little tiny bike pump. You do have to have enough force to be able to get that fat tire to fill up. So that telescoping pump really does a good job.
Yeah.
There's a flat repair kit here, and then a multi-tool with all of your.
Yep, and it comes with the chain tool in there.
Chain tool, so highly recommend that or something like it. If you don't get one from us, certainly get one that'll fit your bike, because you never know when it's going to happen. You'll come down a little hill just like we were, and we've been riding all day. We've hauled out I don't know, 700-800 pound 6-point bull elk, and put some stress on it, and thought that we were home free. Coming down a little hill, we had a chain pop. So be prepared for that kind of stuff. It happens when you're riding. Even if we've got these high tensile steel chains on there, from time to time they do wear out. So anyway, have a great day.